Poor wireless connection. Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay. So I wanted to hop on just a couple minutes early because I feel a lot of excitement about this session, both from me and from my soon-to-be client. So if anybody who is on right now was not on the trail, there was like a chain of, hi, there was like a whole chain of how this all came together. So a few weeks ago, my business friend Deb, and real life friend too, I guess, my friend Deb was like, you know, it'd be great if people could see you doing what you do. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally afraid of doing a Facebook Live doing soul book editing. It's like, it's so personal with people. And like, I don't know if people would really want to be that open on a Facebook Live. So I posted in the Life Made Simple group. Actually, that reminds me, I need to hit the share button. I don't even have it up here right now. I posted in the Life Made Simple group, basically saying like, would anybody really want to have a editing session with me live? You just have to, you know, let me know. And like, it was like 40 people were like, yes, me. So what I had to do, and sorry, I'm taking a second to hit the share button. What I had to do is I actually used my pendulum to test who would be chosen because I didn't want to like, you know, personally pick. Let me just share in the group, Life Made Simple. 1 second, Life Made Simple. There we go. I didn't want to just pick at random, so I used my pendulum and I tested the whole list. There was like over 40 people, and so I came up with 3 people. And a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, I managed to schedule the 2 of them for that week, and I was able to do the Facebook editing sessions live. Hi. And it went awesome. It was really great. So there was a third person who still hadn't had it yet. So I reached out to her. Her name is Lori, and I've never worked with Lori before. All the people who were chosen have never worked with me. I've never worked with them before. So it's been really interesting. So what I have going on right now is I got Lori on my Zoom on my computer over here. I actually have it muted, so let me just take it off of mute. I have Lori on my computer over here, and I'll be talking to her, so she'll be off camera and you'll only see me. And before I go into the live soulbook editing, and hi, as you guys get here, just feel free to say hello. I know that it's just after 12:30, so people will all be hopping on now, which is exciting. If you've never heard of soulbook editing, if you've never had it done before, you're not alone. So I'll give you a quick explanation of what it is, and then I'm going to get into the actual soulbook editing session. So what is a soulbook? How do you edit it? What are you talking about? So there's this thing called the Akashic Records, and the Akashic Records is basically a library, and it's filled with all of these individual books, and all the books are directly tied in with individual souls. Hi! Now everybody's hopping on. Everyone's going, hi, hi, hi. So if you get here watching the replay or when you're live, just say hi. I mean, I love that people communicate, and I love when people say hi, and I will go back and say something to everybody. And I'm going to really, thanks so much for remembering in your message. Oh, you're welcome. So for those of you who've got my messenger, I have a way that I can send you guys notifications automatically. So I send one message and it goes out to everybody, and it's like magical. So if you haven't subscribed to my messenger bot yet, I can post a link after the video is over so that you can definitely get in touch. So if you don't want to miss another live session from me. And I'm actually going to be going on tonight doing the 3-card reveal. So I will be back again. So we're going to talk, I'm going to just kind of like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually swipe over so I don't see messages. Oh, it's like all of a sudden the room got quiet. Okay. Oh my God. Lori's over here and she's like this. I've never seen you, and I've never met you before either. And like, it's so nice to meet you. So sorry, I'm not talking. I was like, I'm not going to talk to you right now. I'll just talk to you in a minute, but nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So the Akashic Records, there's this Akashic Records library. All of our individual souls have a book, and they're all kept there. And as we evolve, we have different lifetimes, we have past lives, we have our present life right here, we have future lives. Whether you believe it or not, that's fine. I'm not here to convince anybody. However, what I do and what I've been certified to do is actually edit these books. So let's say, for instance, you have a place in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm just really stuck. I keep finding myself in the same boring, bad relationships and they're not helpful for me. Or I'm in business and I just can't seem to like make any money at this thing. So what I do is I actually go in with the assistance of your guidance and your archangels and your angels and all of your entire guidance system, and they lead me through and they show me information and they tell me what I can edit or delete or add, and I do all this work energetically with the assistance of your highest guidance. So sometimes it's easier to see it rather than me telling you. So I'm actually going to get into doing a soul book editing session right now for Lori. And I feel really excited about this. I'm a little bit nervous again because it's on Facebook Live. That's okay. And I swiped all the comments out. So if you guys are asking me questions, I'm not going to see them until after I'm done. And certainly if you have a question as I'm doing this, throw a comment in and I will get back to all of them after this is over. But I get a little distracted if there's comments here and I'm working with a client here. It's like I'm in energy world and I'm in real, so it's a little confusing. So the last time I did this, my comments weren't working, so I didn't have to worry about it. So now I can't see them. All right, so what I'm going to do is just connect in and talk to Lori. So I'm not going to be talking to you guys, okay? So what I have is like I have a little notebook and I take notes. So Lori, what has been coming up for you leading up to this session? Because I know we messaged a couple days ago to set this up. So what's been coming up for you that you feel like you want to work on for today?
I want to start by saying that I have a wonderful and booming business right now, which is outstanding. I feel like a lot of people, when you first go into business, one of the things you hope for is huge amount of clientele and people looking for your services. And I've reached that point, and it's outstanding. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't come without situations where I'm feeling sometimes a little overwhelmed. So one of the big things that I've been dealing with recently is when to say no, when to move people onto my running wait list, cancellation list, because I work a lot. But I am doing my best to try and balance my own self-care, time away from work, but also being there for this huge group of people that's helped to propel me into being a successful business owner at this point. But it's getting to the point where I've had to almost close my client list. Mm-hmm. But I still occasionally am running into people who, once I hear their stories, I feel like they need me, and they feel like they need me, even prior to receiving one of my treatments. And so that is one of the big things I've been really trying to toy with right now. How much I really want to be doing, and that varies based on what my physical body tells me I can and should be doing, how many days in a week and how many hours in a day we really have, but making sure that I'm still my best and my highest self so I can continue to give such great service to my clients.
Okay. So I'm hearing a couple really awesome things jumping out, and I'm going to point them out. And actually, yes, okay. So I will pull a card for you as well, but I'm going to have it for later. But what I wrote down, so I took a couple notes. The whole thing about saying no and having time off, I'm feeling like it's really tied into this little scarcity thread, where like if I say no, then what if they all go away? And you're right, it is the best problem to have that you're so overly booked, but I can feel it in my heart and like every part of my body that like everything in you just wants to like give.
Yes.
And I love that because it's just like this, but I can also feel that you're gonna get like smacked with a bunch of shit because you're so open and you're so giving that like energetically, you know, like if you imagine you're on an airplane and you're like this, like your energy is like, but your energy is like this. And so I want to get it into a point where you can have a really fully functional, safe energetic boundary that also translates into your scheduling boundary and your time boundary, because the direction that you're going is scaling so that you can actually help more people and not have to be either one-on-one with them, or that you can train people to do things that you do, or you're like nodding your head like, yes, yeah. Yes. Yes. Because that's what happens is like, and that is, are you a healer?
I am. Yes.
Okay. Like, I know you are, but I mean, let's just ask
the. Afraid to say it.
Just ask the question. You know, there's a point where you're building up to connect with people and you want to help people. And then there's that thing where you're like, I can't physically, emotionally, spiritually, time-wise, there's so many constraints. I can't help all the people, and you shouldn't. And you probably have already seen like your demographic, the people who you love to work with, start to kind of surface. Like you can be like, oh, I could work with them all day, every day, and like be told. Yes. Yes. So I want us to also give you permission to attract those people to your practice, because those people not only like your energy not only is like more excited and radiant when you're with them, but you're going to actually serve them at a higher level. Yes. Because of that. Because you're not like, okay, I got to put on this front that I'm happy to see them. Hi. Like, that takes energy away from your serving them. Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes, I feel that sometimes.
I know.
Heavily.
I know it, girl. So, and I was going to pull a card for later. I'll just pull it later. All right. So what I'm going to do is just going to get a little bit quiet and connect a little bit deeper and see where we need to start, what needs to shift. And I call in all of Lori's highest guidance, her highest angels and archangels, her highest masters and teachers to be present with us, allowing for Lori to ascend to her next level of awareness, of opening, of the new levels of healing to come into her practice, of broadening her database, and allowing anything that no longer serves her to be released from her body and energetic systems now. Allowing for Lori to feel fully supported in this journey. Allowing for her to trust into new levels within herself and outside in her practice. Okay. So there is so much energy coming in. All right, so where do we need to begin? Okay, let's start with the container. All right, so let's go into the container. Okay, so they're bringing me into my gut, like, oh, like this heaviness in my gut. It's third chakra. This is about trust. Okay, so what do we need to go into? It's this lack of trust that also gives me anxiety. It's like this stirring in my tummy, and it like bubbles up here. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. So what do we? I have like full on chills since we've been talking. I like my whole body's like, like.
I do too.
Okay. So this is another like, just for me to point out to you, for you to realize, this is another indicator that you're connecting with your soulmate client. Because it lights you up and like everything about you is like, yes. That's how I feel right now. So, and it was so funny too. Now I'm remembering back because you were picked and I was really excited. And then all of a sudden I forgot all about it. And then you messaged me like, so when did you want to do the thing? And I was like, I'm sorry. I only picked 3 people. And I'm like, Wait, you were the third person. I'm like such an idiot. I'm like, yes, I was so excited about you. Oh my God. Take back everything I said just then. So yes, like everything in our bodies right now are like saying yes, 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 yes. So you have to start with, and this is why it's coming up, because it's bringing me to my gut. Trusting that gut instinct that says yes. Like when that light bulb comes on, even there are people who are on my Facebook Lives and I'm like, I don't know you, but I like you. And I allow my body to like give that message and I don't have to explain it. Like, I don't know why, but I really like you. Let's talk. So it's like starting there. So trusting your faculties because they are on point. Okay. Your body is interpreting and you're receiving it, but you're like, nah. Like your body's like, yes, yes.
Sometimes I wonder if things get a little bit convoluted for me because of how busy my schedule is. So even, when I try to make time to reconnect and really feel, because lots of things come to me throughout the day, whether it's per client or just for me, but sometimes I'm so stuck to my schedule because of what I'm trying to do, and I'm getting there. But there's so much going on that sometimes I feel like I'm missing some of the things I'm meant to be hearing and receiving.
Yeah. So, trying is one of those words that you're telling me that you're not doing it.
Yes.
Deep. So what I want you to do is make the time to connect internally. Look at your schedule in your mind's eye and go, what feels shitty here? Because I know for me, when I look at my schedule and I had this thing where I had all these like free clarity calls. You could get a free clarity call with me. And I had it available for like almost every day of the week. And all of a sudden, like every day was like all this free clarity calls. And I couldn't fit in my paying clients.
Yes.
So I had to start cutting down all the days I could give to that because it's taking away from me serving at my highest level.
Absolutely.
So it's the same thing for you. So first thing in the morning, before you even get out of bed, before the day takes over, because it will, connect in and find out what works for you in your day. Because your body's going to tell you without a question. And give yourself permission, if something feels terrible, to just cut it out of your calendar. Because it's not... You are here to be of service to others at this level. And by taking on the shoulds and like, well, they asked me and I can't say no. You're doing this. So you're here to shine your light in a big way. And if it doesn't make you light up inside, it's a hell no. Marie Forleo, she says if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody put that into words. Like, yes, use that. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And that will help you to create these boundaries. And that's the first thing we want to go into. So is there anything around creating boundaries that we need to edit, release, or delete? Yeah. Okay. So what do we need to? It actually makes me feel like I want to throw up to make boundaries. Okay. Like it makes me want to throw up. Okay. So let's go into that. Okay. So what needs to be released around creating boundaries? Okay. So what we're going to start with is feeling boxed in. Okay. So is this from one or multiple lifetimes? Okay, so it's only from a handful. It's from, they're saying, it's from 7 lifetimes. We're editing 5 of them. Okay, so feeling boxed in. And my third chakra is like poking at me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and feeling boxed in. Start to release, feeling boxed in. Okay, and what they're showing me is starting to just break down some of the barriers of feeling boxed in. Because what these barriers will actually do is create freedom, not enclosure. Okay, so it's starting to release that, and it's like a little caged bird in here. So what they're showing me, what it looked like was wood paneled box, like a shipping box. And when we took off those layers, there's like a caged animal inside of it. So is this something that we need to edit? And really, yes. Okay, I didn't even finish, and they're like, okay. Okay, so what do we need to really? They're saying take the bird out of the cage. Okay, so, and they're giving me the key, so we're going to open up the key, open up the lock. Okay. Huge release there. Good. And you may hear me burp a little bit. That's my body's way of showing and interpreting energy. So what I'm seeing is this really like rainbow colored like tropical parrot. So we're taking this out, and actually we're literally transmuting the cage, the box, the lock, all of it is gone. So we're taking the bird out of the cage. And I feel like I'm holding the bird in my hand, like this huge bird. Okay. What do we need to bring? Okay. So what you need to know is that you are actually free to fly wherever you want to go. There's no, like I almost wanted to ask, I was starting to ask, like, do we need to have like a tether on the bird? Do we need to keep within a certain area? And they said, no, you need to know that you can go anywhere you want to go. Okay. Ooh, I'm having this full body chill coming in with that statement. So you can go wherever you want to go. You can fly wherever you want to fly. Okay, so now I feel like the wings can expand fully, and actually the bird is growing. Okay, what do we need to do? So what we're gonna do is integrate this bird and the energy of this freedom and the colors and the wingspan, and we're actually gonna pull it into your energetic system. So you can take some nice long deep breaths in and let it just kind of come in and resonate wherever it resonates. And you may even feel the integration of the wings behind you. So this is part of giving you a tool to check in with yourself. Can I open up? Can I spread my wings? And it's also signifying that next level that's ready to come in, that you're ready to fly to. Okay. So what needs to come in? Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick clearing. Let me just check in with your energetic system. I don't just do the soul book at work, I also have been doing energy clearings for 17 years about. So we're just gonna clear in from crown, third eye, throat, your big heart, and your third chakra, second. This is actually going to be really helpful because I'm replacing your second chakra. This is going to start those creative juices again, because it's like you just didn't have anything left to give for creativity. It was all going out from your heart. So we're going to bring it in and replace the second chakra. Tying it in, and it also brings in a little bit more of a container for the heart, which feels really nice. And grounding you right down. You are nice and grounded. There's another level coming in. Let me just do a quick check-in. Good. And I'm going to replace third chakra now. Everything else is in full alignment. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to clear the cords around you. Okay?
Okay.
Do you clear cords on yourself?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Instead of thinking of like chopping a cord, because that's what a lot of people traditionally do,
Yes.
there's still the ends that are still stuck in you.
Hmm.
Like imagine if like there was an arrow shot at me and I just cut this part off. Still stuck in me.
Yes.
Okay? So that's how I view, and that's like my interpretation of cords. So what I like to do is I work with Archangel Michael to release cords. So what he does, and you're kind of like, you're feeling it right now. You're like, yay. You work with him too.
Yes.
I can see that. You're like, so what I want you to do is call in Archangel Michael and imagine. So what I see him do a lot is like pour this angelic liquid into my body, and what it does, imagine if like a splinter, like it pushes it out with that healing energy, and it also sends healing into you. Okay, so I'm teaching you.
Beautiful.
Right?
It is.
So it's like if this was your skin and the cord is coming in, he's like just like from the inside, like boop, pushing it right out and sending healing into that boo-boo. And that cord comes out of you. So now the cord, instead of being stuck in you, it's out of you. And you're going to do the same thing on the other end of the cord. You don't even have to know who it belongs to. It's just the intention to do the same thing going into them, pushing the cord out. And here's this cord. You're going to put it in a bubble and transmute it instantly. Like no dust, no residue, gone.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it's massively powerful. I can feel people online right now. They're like, they're doing it right now. I can feel it. I'm not even seeing the comments, but I can feel like everyone's like, blah. Because, I've seen people do like, here's my exercise. I go, hiya, and I cut them. Like, okay, well, that only works for so long. And if you're a healer, you have so many people, not just like the regular people in your life, but like all of the people that you're helping, whether you know them or you don't know them.
Yes, there's a lot of people.
Yes. So
my standard used to be a balloon release, but I really like what you've brought in, which pulls in pieces of almost what we're doing with the Reiki as well, feeling the pouring down through the top of the head. Mm-hmm. And I really connected with your description of that. It was wonderful.
Great. So now let's do the work. Okay. So we're going to, because there's so many cords. So let's go ahead in and we're going to call on Archangel Michael to come in, and we're going to bring in that healing all the way down, and not just in your physical body, in your energetic, all of the layers of your auric field, all of your chakras. So we're just going to go ahead and release any cords that do not serve you right now. And they're tying a cord to expectation as well. So we're taking that expectation cord off of you as well. Okay, so feeling that kind of pour in and just gently with love, pushing all of that out of you. And the same on the other end, the same thing, going into all those cord attachments and pushing it out of them, freeing from them, sending them healing. Taking those cords, putting them in the bubble, and then transmuting them, all gone. So much lighter. So much lighter. Good. So we're just going to clear your chakras one more time. Clearing your aura. So nice and light and bright. Good. And we're going to put, there's going to be a layer around your auric field that's beaded, a silver beaded layer, your 7th layer of your aura, beaded, and it's reflecting outward. So it holds the energy in to hold and support you, and it reflects outward to not take on anything that does not support you. And anything that makes it past the 7th layer, it will get to the 6th fire layer, and it just transmutes it instantly. So there's these layers of protection. Like Glenda, the good witch, she's in her pretty little bubble, and all the magic is inside the bubble, and nothing is on the outside, right? So, good. Now you have that extra tool. All right, so it's also helping to help that container from pulling in what will support you. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be added or released? Okay, what else needs to be? Okay, so I want to go back into that bird, and we had the wings on our back, but the front, the chest needs to be involved. So have you already been brainstorming or like working on like what's the next step? Like, yeah,
Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
Okay.
But I'm not ready to make any moves yet.
Right.
There's a lot of potentials and lots of great thoughts, but I'm kind of still standing where I am, not ready to jump yet.
Right.
But
so that's why that chest is like, it's like the chest is like right here, and it's like it just wants you to step into it. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to like throw away your life, what's happening right now, and like tear up your appointment book. But what it means is it's time to step into it, and everything will kind of like fall into place. So they're showing me like a snow globe where you shake it up and like all the little pieces are everywhere, and then they just settle. But part of it it needs you to step into it so that it can show you the direction to go.
all right.
Okay?
All right.
I love you. This is so much fun.
It is.
Okay, so and before you're doing any kind of brainstorming or like whatever you do to get into that like place where you start writing down all your ideas or what you want to do, close your eyes, pull in that like and I don't know why I keep seeing this like rainbow colored giant tropical parrot, but you can see maybe whatever you see. That's what I'm seeing. So it's like embodying that, like let that come into your physical body and your energetic body, and like then all of a sudden it clicks and like it allows you to be up at that higher level. Also, I want you to play with pulling that in before your sessions.
Great.
So then you're going to tap into even more.
Great.
So, and like you want to serve people at a higher level, right? Like you don't need to take a new certification. You just need to step in and serve. And really that's what I do too. I mean, I'm just like me, but then I close my eyes and I pull in the pieces that allow me to like lock in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else? Okay, so now this energy of like, don't be afraid for things to be easy. Easy, right?
Wow. I feel like we don't hear that very often.
No, and that's something that I work with higher level entrepreneurs with, because we're used to like hustle, 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 get the clients, do. But when it's easy, you're like, something's wrong. Right?
Yes.
So this can all come together really easily. It can all just, like that snow globe, like it can all just settle in really easily and feel really good for you and feel really good for them, and giving you permission to just attract those clients that really you love to work with.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's what it's all about. That's you serving at your highest level when you are able to attract those people. Okay, everything already feels lighter. Okay, good. Do you have a question? Okay, great. I thought that there was like a, okay, great. All right. You're like, ha.
Deep breath, yeah.
Yeah. Exhale. So let's pull you in. Let's just play with this exercise for a quick second. So pull in that energy of your highest self, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be what I call it. Pull in that energy of your highest self. Do you deserve to work with the clients that you love?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely I do.
Right? Right. And let's go. What's the next question? Are you ready to release the fears of being great?
I am.
Okay.
in progress, but I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So in your highest self, knowing that you can help people at such a high level, you would be doing a disservice if you weren't doing that. So are you ready to commit to serving your clients at your highest level?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Look at your calendar in your mind's eye, filled to your comfort level, giving you days off that feel free, allowing you days to just put down everything and go explore, go to the beach, go on a road trip, go on vacation, feeling fully supported, right? Working half the amount of hours.
That sounds lovely. Of course, there's always the other financial piece as well, of course, that we can't ignore.
Yeah.
But that's the other, I guess, aspect that I've been toying with and maybe struggling with a little bit. Some of my clientele has been with me since I was 19 years old when I first started doing massage. I'm 31 now, and there is a portion of my clientele that's still paying the same rate that they were paying years ago.
Oh.
This is part of what the issue is that I guess I'm doing to myself, but that's part of why my calendar is still full, or as full. It could be even more full if I was yesing everybody and I'm aware and I'm not.
Yeah.
I am making sure I'm doing the waiting list for people. Not everybody gets a yes every time, but I also know that I do need to move everybody up in terms of what my services are worth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know what they're worth.
You're literally like, that's what I was like too. I started when I was 19 years old. Actually, I was 18. I was 18 years old. And those people, I worked with them for a decade, and I kept them at this little safe rate. And I was like, they're not getting the healing. Would you like 20% less healing, sir, ma'am? 20% less healing. Anybody? 20%, right? Because that's what you're doing. When you discount your services, you're asking, would you like less of me? So it's time to increase your prices for everybody. Starting with bringing everybody up. What does that mean? It means that some people will say, I liked you when you were discounting yourself.
Right.
Okay? But what it makes room for is people who are like, oh my God, you're amazing. And your soulmate clients to come in. I have actually had, and this has happened this year because I've had a huge up leveling happening in just the year where clients who would come every month or every couple of weeks, all of a sudden they're like, no, I'm good. They want to stop coming, and that's okay. And there's part of me that's like, oh, we've been together for so long, and like, there's that, and like there's that financial piece that maybe comes along with them. But trust me, on the other side of that is a flood of soulmate clients who are not only willing to pay your higher price, but they think it's a bargain.
Right.
So that can come in time. I would definitely connect with those people who you've been seeing for a long time and say, I realize I haven't been serving you by giving you these rates, and I'm sorry. And I know that,
No.
I want to be able to help you to the best of my abilities, and I'm not doing it at this rate.
Right.
So my new rates are this, and I understand if it doesn't, for whatever reason, work for you financially or in your family or your business. I understand completely, and I love you, and I don't do this to like get you guys out of here, but I need to help people at the best level that I can, and I'm sorry if I haven't been doing that for you.
Wow.
Step one. Once everybody's at the same level playing field, then it's time to increase your prices.
Yes.
It can come in time. You don't have to do it like this weekend.
Right.
Okay? But it's time. You need to know that if it's time for me to serve at my highest level, it's time to start charging my real value. And you'll know it's time. You probably already know it's time for an increase because you see the sessions and it's like, oh, I had this conversation with clients every week, which is like, how do you know when it's time to increase your prices? You know, when you drive to your session, you're like, oh my God, I'm only making whatever it is for the session. That's how you know, because it's draining you. When it's draining your energy, you're not serving at your highest level.
You're so right. You're so right.
Magic. I know. I've been there. I know what it feels like. Now you can give yourself permission to feel like, oh, it's time for a price increase, and then increase your prices.
Right.
I didn't get a raise for the first 15 years, basically, of my career.
Yep.
Like, what the... If you're working for somebody, no one gave you a raise for 15 years, you would not stay with the company.
No.
And you don't get paid time off, you don't get paid vacation, you don't get paid sick days,
Nope.
right?
Yep.
So it's time for a price increase, and you can start letting people know effective today that there's going to be some changing in your pricing schedules.
Right.
And we can talk another time about what else you can do. But for right now, this is a big bite to take. and I know what that feeling is. And I'm being drawn back to scarcity. Where one door closes, 15 open. Okay?
Yes.
You have to be okay with some people saying bye-bye. And honestly, like, I've run into my clients like at the market and they're like, hi! It doesn't take away what you did for them before.
Right.
But now both of you are free to find what works for you better.
Yes. Yes, that's beautiful. I love it.
Good. Okay, card, and then we're gonna secure the energy of the edits and close her up. And this is why you came on today and not the other day, because we wouldn't have had enough time. I love how all these things work out. Okay. I knew this card was going to come up today. It's so funny. You got meditation. Okay, so 2 things. One, we did talk about your morning practice before the day takes over.
Yep.
Your morning practice is important, and you're really, really good at this.
Yes.
So, right. Of course you are. So this is where it has to begin each and every day, morning, and then definitely at night again. Every night before I go to bed, I'm in bed, laying down, doing my breathing and relax, and I do my whole grateful list, like how amazing today was and all the things that I'm grateful for. Even if it is a client who's saying, no, thank you, I'm going to go somewhere else. Great, because they're finding something that really serves them. Okay? So first thing in the morning, you have to do the meditation practice. Now, because I have this card, I feel obligated to tell people. I am going to be talking about meditation tomorrow, actually. I know, that's why it's so funny. Everybody has a sense of humor, very funny. So I am going to be talking about meditation tomorrow, about how you can use your meditation practice to really cultivate and grow your business. And that, like what I just gave you, that's just like a little bit of it. But I want you to really focus on your practice. So, all right, so I'm just going to secure the energy of the edits. Baby, you're a firework. I just heard that song, so that's great. You're about to take off. Good. And you can serve people at a higher level. Good, good, good. All right. We give great gratitude for all of Lori's guidance, for their work, their wisdom, their messages, and we ask that Lori is always surrounded in the most amazing light of unconditional love and healing and support, allowing for her to feel that support all day, every day, allowing her to step into her power, attracting her soulmate clients with ease, and helping people at a whole new level. Thank you, and so be it. So just take a couple of deep breaths in, allowing yourself to really ground back into your physical body, coming back. So you may feel really tired after the session. You may feel really energized. Everybody's different. So just know that a lot of energy came in and was released. So if you do feel tired, totally normal. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, eating foods that really support you. Doesn't matter what they look like, just foods that support me. That's what you need to focus on. It can be salad, it can be chocolate cake, it doesn't matter. And giving yourself permission to take those next steps, because you're on that precipice of scaling in a really big way, which lights me up. I get very excited about that. I know where you're at, and I know what it feels like on the other side of it. So, and we can always talk offline, but thank you for being willing to do this moderately live. I mean, it is live. It's definitely live, but obviously you're off camera, so no one can see you and your gorgeous, radiant energy. But I can. So thank you for being willing to do that, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Emily. It was wonderful.
You're welcome.
It really was. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. And for those of you who have been watching this whole time, oh my gosh, you guys are troopers. And if you're interested in learning more about my soulbook editing sessions, you can always private message me, or just put like a number 1 in the comments, and I'll get back to you with how you can schedule your own session with me. I promise I will get back to all the comments and questions. Actually, I'm going to swipe over and see. Oh, wow, there's so many positive comments. Oh my God. Wow. Hi. Whoa. Okay, cool. So I will get back to all the comments afterwards. Speaking of energy, technical interference with your camera. Oh, yeah, that happens. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. I will get back to all the comments. And tomorrow I will be talking about meditation, however that may come up. So in my Life Made Simple group, there is a thread about meditation, about what your practice looks like, and if you have any questions. So definitely get in there and post any questions or feedback or whatever you feel like doing in there. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow, Friday, on the live. And I'll be back tonight. I'm going to be doing the card drawing. So I'll see you guys tonight, and I will put the notification button on the top too. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Lori. And you're welcome. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.